Rahm Emanuel is currently wrapped up in a controversy over his perceived protection of the police departments involved in the death of Laquan McDonald. So maybe that explains this incredibly awkward interaction that he had with a reporter from Politico.
We were saying backstage that you want to come back as an Emanuel child. You're take your young people on fascinating trips around the world, headed these holidays to Cuba. Why?
Well, first of all, thanks for telling everybody what I'm going to do with my family. You had a private conversation with me, and now you decided to make that public. I really don't appreciate that. Number one, I really don't. That's my family.
That wasn't known.
No. You asked me, what are you going to do this year? So I'm expressing to you now publicly my displeasure. My family's trips are my family.
That is not the end of the awkwardness. We actually have more.
Here's who hated that conversation more than reporter Mike Allen. The woman in the middle.
Okay, so for those of you who didn't see the story last week, Mike Allen was called out because there was some internal emails that were released that showed that he promised the Clintons that if they were to give him access to an interview with Chelsea Clinton, that it would be a, quote, no-risk interview. He would not ask any questions that weren't already agreed to in advance. And so don't worry, it's going to be softballs. You're going to get your message out without any risk at all.
Yeah.
So now he's backpedaling from that. My sense of this is a little bit like, oh yeah, well, I'm going to ask one that we didn't agree to. Oops, right? And then Rahm Emanuel has this nuclear reaction, and then Mike Allen backpedals. So let's show you the rest of it, and then we'll talk more about it.
That said, Amy and I as parents make a decision every year to take our children to see other parts of the world. And yes, this year, if my wife doesn't kill me now because of what you just did, we will take our kids to Cuba. I can't wait. Can you give me your cell number? Because I'd like you to listen to Amy.
I apologize for that. And
I don't know if you know this. It's not going to work.
That could not have been more awkward. By the way, it didn't seem like he brought it up as part of a surprise, hard-hitting question. No, he was like, "So you want to give your kids a culture, and they come back and they're like you? You son of a bitch! How dare you say that?"
Well, I don't know. I'm not going to do any reading between the lines here. I don't think it's related to the Chelsea thing at all. I just think now Mike Allen has thought, man, this has been a rough 10 days.
I agree.
This has been a rough go.
I'm not mad at him. I'm mad at Rahm Emanuel. That was ridiculous.
I don't know. Look, Rahm Emanuel, one thing that I like about Rahm Emanuel is his honest prickliness. That was unpolitical. Rahm Emanuel's a guy. Right? Mm-hmm. And I guess it was a private conversation. I think it's an easy mistake for a reporter to make because it doesn't seem like taking your family to Cuba is a big deal.
Because who cares?
Right. And I suspect that probably someone will persuade upon Rahm Emanuel in the next hour after that it's not that big a deal, and it was probably going to get out because you're the mayor of Chicago and you were going to Cuba. And
I mean, I don't know if he was pissed about. It seemed like he was genuinely pissed about his wife's going to be mad at him, and it is. I don't know what risk they would have as the mayor of Chicago. I don't know. Why do you care where you went to vacation? So what if people know you went to... I don't get it, right?
It goes to our last story. It goes to protecting the kids, though. I mean, that's
protecting the kids how? From what? I don't know. Anyway, it might be slightly that, hey, it doesn't look good for a politician to go to Cuba at this point.
I don't think so. Not a Democratic politician.
Right?
No.
Maybe. But, Mike Allen, if he did it on purpose, and I hear you, Ben, he probably didn't. He probably thought it was an innocent question, right?
Yeah.
I guess maybe he was just trying to dip his toe in there, let me ask a question that wasn't scripted. Oh no! Right?
But an event like that with the mayor of Chicago, there's no way the questions are scripted. Rahm Emanuel sat in on 50 billion of those things.
I don't. No, there I disagree. But Ben, that's what I'm telling you. It's not just the Chelsea Clinton thing. Who cares about Chelsea Clinton? It's the least important interview of all time. The reason when he asked Bill Clinton a question one time, he went off script. And in the emails, it's indicated that the Clintons were livid about it, and he had to write an email apologizing to them.
Right, but that's...
So if you script out questions to Bill Clinton, why wouldn't you script them out to Rahm Emanuel?
Because Bill Clinton and the Clintons, this is why people don't like the Clintons, because they are enormously restrictive about that. They are controlling and they are paranoid. If you want to defend them, you say they're controlling and paranoid because people have legitimately been trying to get them since he ran for president in 1992. That's true. Right? Yeah. But their result has been to hunker down and with a close group of advisors and distrust everyone. So they distrust every interview and they're under no obligation to, but most politicians, Hillary Clinton can't have those rules now. Like she wouldn't, now she goes and has a press.
She wouldn't do almost any
And the mayor
interview.
of Chicago at that dumb forum or whatever it was, getting questions like that. Rahm Emanuel was an enormously prickly guy, and we got an example of that prickliness there.
Yeah.
But unless you want to believe it's calculating, and he thought, I don't like Mike Allen, and he did that thing to the Clintons or whatever, or he did something, and I'm gonna get Mike Allen here.
No, and remember, Rahm is besieged, right? And look, I think nothing is above politics for these guys. I just do, especially Rahm Emanuel, right? So a guy who's so deeply political, no matter what your views are on his ideology.
That's true, yeah.
Right? That he's besieged now because of the shooting in Chicago and how he covered it up for a year.
And is now opposing a federal civil rights investigation.
Yeah, he was outrageous. No, but wait a minute. You had the video, right? You knew that the Burger King video had been deleted. Why didn't you put it out earlier? Oh, you put it on. You let them put it out after the election. In fact, you didn't let them put it out. The judge did, right? So he's got a world of hurt there. And he's earned a lot of mistrust of Chicago in the community, as he should, right? He's besieged. What's the perfect opportunity? Oh, my God, my family.
Maybe.
What have you done to my family?
And
I believe that much sooner than he went off script. That scenario is incredible to me.
So, and either way, I don't know that Mike Allen chose the right question to go off script with. I don't care about his vacation. I don't think I would have brought it up in that context. But it does give you a sense. To me, the most important part of it is how politicians feel like, no, I get to set the ground rules, and if for whatever reason you violated my ground rules, I'm going to be seething anger. I'm going to angry at you in a way that is, disproportionate.
Yeah.
And so one of the messages that it sends, and maybe this is a particularly poor example because everybody can feel like, hey, don't talk about his vacation, right? But it does send the message, don't ask questions I don't like.
Yeah.
Okay? Otherwise, I'll yell at you in public and you'll get in trouble. And by the way, what's the net result of this? Mike Allen, as Ben pointed out, particularly rough 10 days. The guy who's going to get in more trouble is Mike Allen, right? And so as a general principle, ask away, man. Ask away.
Yeah, I mean, and in hindsight, I don't know if Mike Allen thinks this, but you'd like to think he'd think, how did I know that was a private conversation? Get over it. Answer the question. You want to talk about something else? Like, sorry,
Yeah.
All I can do is say, sorry that you were trying to keep that a secret, but you're the mayor of Chicago, and I think it would have gotten out. But
let's move on.
He tried to apologize right there. He should have taken a different tack, I think.
Yeah, but I mean, he needed an aggressive apology.
Yeah.
I didn't know you wanted to keep that private, but now on to Laquan McDonald and how you covered that up for a year.
Right, as long as we're talking about things that you've wanted to keep private.
Oh, there you go.